Hey Instagram, how's it going? It's Tara. It's the Friday takeaway. It's 12:30. Happy Friday. I hope you're all keeping well. Today we are talking about working with virtual assistants. So if you've never heard of this, or if you're always kind of thinking about how am I going to get help with my business, I'm feeling swamped with my admin, I don't want to do it. Like a lot of us hate those niggly bits, but we know we have to get them done. If you're like that, if you're feeling overwhelmed with the to-do list and you want to kind of look at your options to take away the pain of admin or a project that you need to make happen, it could be a to-do list that you're stuck on, whatever it is, we're going to dive into that today. I'm talking to a great lady who we're all going to be really jealous of when she comes on because she's in Mexico. And this is the beauty of working virtually, gang, that you can kind of live anywhere. And as we build our online businesses, and for a lot of us, we're really shifting over to online and leaving the offline stuff. But for many, we do offline and online, or just offline. That's the reality now, isn't it? That you can kind of live anywhere if you have an online business. So that's how attractive it is for so many that can actually skedaddle off like Niamh has. Jealous. So Niamh, and I'll let her explain to you what she does when she comes on. But she not only, provides VA and she knows the world really, really well, and she's going to share all the things with you and answer any questions, but she also helps people become VAs and actually build a business around being a VA, because guess what, gang? It's a growing industry. Virtual assistant work is so attractive to so many people, and it could be a stopgate for you if you're trying to build your business and your creative business and you need some influx of revenue. You don't want to go back to your 9 to 5, but you're really good at organizing XYZ. Niamh will explain all of the things. That's something that you can look at, and Niamh works with people on that too. But first, before we dive into today's VA chat, I want to say hi to some people coming in, and I hope I don't tear my earlobes with my enormous hoops. Woohoo! Violet, I'll be going hula hooping with these later, Violet girl. Hi Violet, how's it going? Lovely to see you on. Hey Tori. Hey Janet, how's it going? Hi Silak, I hope I pronounced you properly. Hi Glendon Studio. Hey Boana. Hey Mrs. Michelle, how's it going? Hey Niamh, you're there. I'm going to get you on now in a sec. Hey everyone. Miriam, how's it going? Miss Leela Sassifra, so happy that you're on with your luscious purple locks. Eilish, how's it going? Hey, Devoted to Bakes, lovely to see you. Siobhan, how's it going? Amy, how's it going? There's a load of you on today. Violet Iris said hi to you, Violet. Hey Aisling, hey Mesa Helen, hey Una, how's it going? There's a good few of you in. Brilliant. Okay, so popular topic, gang, right? Let's see how VAs can actually help us and what it actually means. So I'm going to give Carl and we'll get you on there. And just to say that I have a friend helping, I'm on holidays, seascape behind me to make up for the fact I'm in Ireland, not in Mexico, like Niamh. And I hope she can join us. There she is.
Hello. Tara. How are you?
Are you in I'm waking up mode?
Yes, it is 6:30 a.m. my time, but
Fair
all
play
is
to
good.
you. Fair play to you.
We made it.
I was happy when you came back going, actually, let's just do it. I'm like, come on.
Why not, hey?
You're in Mexico. How is Mexico? Tell us.
Yes, it is very nice. It is very warm. I'm living right by the beach, so I cannot complain. Very, very lucky.
Brilliant. And I was just saying there, Niamh, before you came on, how building like a virtual business is so you have that flexibility to be able to go right. Because I know were you in Lanzarote or?
Yeah, I spent the Irish winter in the Canary Islands, Lanzarote and Gran Canaria. Yeah. So it's been amazing because I have the flexibility to be able to move kind of with it and just live in places that the cost of living is cheaper than Dublin, and the lifestyle can be potentially nicer depending on what you're looking for. So very,
Exactly.
yeah, very, very fortunate with that. Like having
And
no
that's
ties or
cool.
anything.
That's cool. And I think, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because like flexibility for people is really important now.
Yeah,
And I think we've gotten a taster for actually there's other ways of doing things and we don't have to do it this way.
it
It's nice, isn't it?
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, the work from home kind of new lifestyle that came with COVID has been like one really great thing. Just even for people who have regular jobs as well as entrepreneurs, like I think it's an amazing like addition to people's lifestyle.
Definitely. So I know a lot of people watching are at a level in their business where there's revenue coming in, they're building,
Yeah,
they're doing all the social stuff, they're trying to keep on top of their books. There's a lot to do, as we all
so
know, running
much.
businesses, right?
Yeah.
So tell us, first you might anchor in, Niamh, what actually a virtual assistant is and how it
Yes.
makes sense to a business, just to frame it for people.
Yeah. So it's basically like having, if you're in an office environment, having like a personal assistant, or someone new join your team. Um, Lots of us offer various services, which can be one great thing. So if you have a few things that you would like assistance with, or that just aren't your zone of genius, I think as well, identifying what your zone of genius is and what it isn't is really helpful, because there may just be things that are draining your energy every week, or that are taking you way longer than they should because it's not something you like doing or that you're good at. If you're not creative, maybe it's outsourcing your social media posts, or maybe it is outsourcing, writing your weekly newsletter because you just keep putting it off and it never gets done. So I think just any tasks that you need to get done for your business or you would like to get done, but you either don't do them because you don't like them, or because or you don't do them as well as they could be done. I think they're the kind of things you need to look at outsourcing first, because not only can it give you back time into your business and time for yourself, but it can just like the mental energy of just clearing something that you don't like doing or that you're not good at, I think is like that alone is worth so much. So yeah, basically adding like a right hand woman to your team and getting rid of any tasks that either you're not good at or that drain you is what I would consider what we do.
Brilliant. Like, I can feel everyone applauding. I need one of those. I need one of those. And I've worked with you on a project, and
Yeah.
I work with VAs. I wouldn't have been able to build the business that I have now without that support. Like, I just think when you're, and here's the caveat, like, I think a lot of people think that they have to be building this huge business, or that they have to be earning a gazillion euro an hour to be able to afford to have someone on their team helping them. It feels so far away, but
Yeah.
actually it's the opposite. VAs can be plugged in for just those little touch points of pain that you need taken away to enable you to actually build the business that you want. Like, talk to us about
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, so like you said, even if it's, you don't need to be making 10K months, whatever, anything like that to get help. I mean, most of VAs start with like as little as like, 30 minutes a day, 2.5 hours a week. That's like my lowest package. So that can just be for like one thing you need support with that, needs to get done every day or needs to get done every week. So you don't need to hire a full-time staff member. I think that's a lot of the connotations with it. You can hire someone they may have lots of clients. So like, I may only work for X person for 2.5 hours. Someone else I may work for 5 hours a week. So I think that's the thing. If you just need help with one small thing, to just reach out to VAs and see if it's something they cover or they work with. Because most of us do take on clients who just need a couple hours and just need a small helping hand. And you may realize also over time, it makes you comfortable working with someone, kind of builds that trust. And then eventually you can hand over more things to them in the future if you feel like it. But a lot of us are flexible with like starting off and maybe increasing things as we go. So I think just taking the initial first step, and reaching out to people. And also another thing is a lot of us, offer like a month, like kind of trial basis. So you're not locked into a commitment right away. If it's not for you, if it doesn't work, then that's okay.
Yeah,
I just see
that's
here
great.
someone,
Yeah,
yes.
I know. I knew you saw it. I saw your eyeball
Yeah,
going. Do
yeah.
you want to read it or will I read it? Go
Yeah,
on.
I can
Go
read
on.
it. So how does
Yeah.
a VA do the social and newsletter? How do you get into the voice of the business? Yes, it does make sense. Basically, it happens on a call like this. You talk through your brand, the voice of it, like how I would also research your current, all the stuff that you've done for your current brand, see how you speak. Obviously, everyone I work from people from like such different varied backgrounds that the voice brand would be very different for each of them, some formal, some casual. So basically just studying your brand and then replicating it. And then obviously everything is sent for a review. So that way, at the start, you can tweak things to make sure it's perfectly in your brand voice. And over time, it just becomes more natural. Um, and also for like social newsletter, same kind of thing. You can either write the copy to begin with or have me write it and make edits so it becomes your brand voice and then the approval process again.
And that's such a brilliant question because I think that's the biggest stumbling block for people to outsource because we believe because we're behind our businesses that we're the only ones that can communicate in our special way, which is true. I mean, we're the ones putting our stuff out there, but when you have a voice and you're putting stuff out there, there's almost reference points for you guys to pick up on. And I've worked with you and you're specifically smart with how you do things. And that's, the next question of A, where do you find VAs? Like, what is that starting point? And B, could you kind of guide people on what they should look out for? Because a lot of people, if they pick the wrong person, they're going to go back in and go, I knew it. I knew nobody could do this. So it's really that kind of almost recruitment of the right VA is
Yeah,
really important, isn't it?
of course. So for that, I would recommend it like you were, hiring an employee. Research people on Instagram, I find is a very good way to find people because you can kind of get a feel for people just by watching some of their content, just reading some stuff about them. Most people share a bit of personal stuff as well. I think it's just good for getting a feel. And then just scheduling a couple of Zoom calls for like having a chat, seeing people can help you because I think a lot of time on a call with someone if they're your vibe, if also just if your personalities are compatible because it's like we've no offense to people like myself included that you're not a good fit for everyone, just how you work maybe too organized and maybe too erratic, like you may be not creative enough, you may be too creative, they might need help with planning things, and that way you're looking for someone who's their speciality is organization. You're looking for creative and need it with social media, you go for help with someone who's like specializes in that. So I think just having a good old creep on Instagram,
Yeah.
getting I think trusting your gut if you have a good feel for someone, and again to enter into any kind of first contract basis on like a monthly trial. I think it's just a smart way to do things, just to make sure you're sure. And if it's not for you, it's only 1 month, and then you can keep looking. But I think you'll know pretty quickly. Like I would know now, getting on a Zoom call, if it's going to be a good match, if how they work suits how I work.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not you want to enhance your own work life by hiring someone that you click with.
Yes, and it's
So
more fun as well when you
yeah,
enjoy the person as well. It's like
yeah.
anything, I think that's really important. So that the actual going out finding thing, the first step would be, where are you getting really stuck in your business? Are you stuck on, say, that newsletter, which I know most people get stuck on, and you might do it once and then you're so allergic, you don't know what to say. It's not a consistent thing. And then
Yes.
the impact of that effort initially goes out the window. So consistency is important. And this is a really valuable thing that a VA can take or give to you, is consistency, that every week or every month that's looked after. Like Niamh was going to do that. I don't have to think about it. I'm just going to read it over, okay it, and she'll sort it out. Amazing.
That's what it's good for, accountability, because you have to get that copy done. You have to have it ready to get it out on time. And you can like remove that from like your like mental energy.
Yeah, definitely. And as well on the social media stuff, because I get asked this a lot. Like, how do you manage all your social media? Does any marketing agency do? I'm like, oh no, €1 million, don't go there. Not yet.
Yeah,
Wait till you're huge. Like, that's a
yeah,
different ball game. And I think people have an idea that to get help I need to be, paying someone €1,000 a month, like, to be
yeah.
helped, to
When it's,
get help. And with social, especially social media, because we get stuck in there and it's designed to get stuck in. um
yeah,
VAs can take away that sticky bit for us, so we can focus on other things. And once, as you said, you get into the flow, like, it does flow, like, and it's amazing when it
absolutely.
does, and there's always that conversation between your VA and yourself on what's next, and let's plan it out, like,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
great way of doing it.
Absolutely. And I think if you're just, I know myself included, you can, if you're ever going to neglect something, it will be your own social media, your own channels, because you'll be focusing on the money generating side of things, when this is how social media and like the newsletter is like, is getting ready for your next round of sales. So they may not be your current sales, but you need to be keep putting time into that, in order to generate future sales. So I think like, that's something that loads of people neglect, and it's just so important. And just having someone there to be like, right, we're doing this week, we have to get these 3 posts out, like, you need the ideas, you need the copy. That alone I think is like very valuable, just because it makes you kind of cop on, you're like, okay, I have to actually do it this week, I didn't want to,
Yeah.
but I will.
Yeah, because we're working on our own. We've no boss to
Yeah,
say, and it's kind of,
yeah.
I always look at that with my gang that I work with as well. It's that I keep going, can you please boss me around? Tell me what to do. I don't know. Your head is so busy with all the things,
So
and
busy.
your team is, or whoever you're working with, is specific to that thing only with you, and they'll keep you on the path with that. Like, I think it's really, really beneficial for moving you
Exactly.
forward.
And
You also, Niamh, help people become VAs, right? Because I know a lot of people are going, oh, I'm really organized, I could do that. Like,
yeah.
how does that work? You have a program launching soon, do you?
Yes, so I've been currently helping people become VAs or just improve their VA business. I'm just in kind of, I was just doing like hourly power hour calls, but I've decided to launch like a one-on-one program on Monday actually,
Oh,
which is exciting.
amazing,
Yeah, so I'm
amazing.
basically just going to split it into 4 weeks, show people like you don't have to have any experience necessarily in social media, or like my background was in finance, so all these skills are very learnable. And there's so many people that I personally know and like I've met online who I know want freedom for different reasons, whether it's travel, to stay at home with their kids, to spend more time with, sick relatives, no matter
Yeah,
what it is. I think like I just want to help more people have that freedom, because you don't have to work the 9 to 5 anymore. Like there is other options, and just kind of spreading that word is like really important to me, because yeah, like you can have such a good lifestyle, make your own business, work your own hours, like choose you want to work with. And
exactly.
that's been life changing for me. After working in like, the usual 9 to 5 for years. So
Yeah.
I just want to spread that word, help other people, do the same thing, and just realize that like it is possible, and you don't need any, crazy extortionately expensive training or
Yes.
anything. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah. I just, the want to learn how to
yeah,
do the thing, and I think that's
yeah,
it, isn't it? And
yeah,
even just as I was saying as we came on, it's a great thing if you're trying to build a business on the side, but you're stuck with that. There's always a space in your journey where you're stuck for revenue, and you're like,
yeah,
or money to go to the next stage, and that's where people go back to their 9 to 5 or take on another job, and
yeah.
this is a lovely option that because the market is so big, isn't it? It's really growing.
Humongous. And
Yeah,
that's why also some people ask me like, why are you helping people do the same thing as you? Because essentially what I'm doing, but there is literally so much work for all of us tenfold, that like I could never help enough people, there wouldn't be enough work for.
you
And
see.
yeah, and I also think you said about people like having to go, thinking they have to go back to a 9 to 5. Like maybe the idea to do it is, then I work with some people who still have 9 to 5s and who have their businesses on the side. So to, keep your 9 to 5 if you have financial commitments, a family, bills to pay, and to build it on the side, so working on it on the weekends and the evenings, and eventually, you know, you can let that take over, but you can also do it a safe way. Like I went all in because I don't have any like family commitments, but if you
Yeah.
do, I just want to like, I don't know, share that there's also an option to, you know, do it the safe way and still be successful, just take a little bit longer.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that. That's amazing. And I love as well that, you know, you want to help people experience what you have. Like you've come
Yeah,
from the corporate and now you have
yeah,
that freedom and flexibility and you've done it and you're doing it and you're building and it's just amazing that you want to share
yeah.
that, Niamh.
I just feel so lucky that like I'm able to do it. But the reality is that like so can so many people. And like, yeah, and if like I'm passionate about travel, so the fact that I'm able to do that is amazing. So I just want people to be able to, you know, follow whatever it is that their passion is or whatever that's important to them, because
Yeah.
yeah, there's more to life than the traditional, you know, kind of work life that we all grew up with.
That's right. That's right. There's lots of options. And I just
Yeah,
got really excited when you said there is so much work for us. Like I mean, that's
so much.
exciting in the
Yeah,
industry, isn't it? Like it's so exciting. And it
it's
also
great.
means, gang, that if you are thinking about trying to get help with something that's, you know, making you stuck, like something that you keep going back to or that you keep beating yourself up about, that you're not producing, like the weekly newsletter that you promised yourself you do in
Yeah.
September and it's still not getting out there, you know, it just shows you that there are people like Niamh who take this very seriously. This is their business. They love what they do. They're training all the time. And I know there's a huge VA community that all
Huge.
support each other. You know, how do I do that? You know, and so you're in good hands. Like, and I think it's just that trust factor as well, that people aren't going to screw up your tone of voice on social because it's so visible. But everything that you work, anything that you work with a VA with, you sign off on it like before they publish it, because I think that would stop people as well even handing that over. Handing over but is the difficult part, and I think the
Yeah.
to ease that is finding the right person that you go, yeah, I really liked her or him. I want to work with. I want them to help me. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that like in the, you know, eventually you may want to give full control to the VA, but definitely in the start, there will always be an approval process until
yeah.
you know, until you decide otherwise, basically.
Yeah.
So
So you're
it's
in
always,
control still.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like you may have someone helping you, but it is still your business and you still, you know, make the decisions and, you know, are able to make sure everything's done how you want it done.
Exactly. Exactly. And for as little as 2 hours a week, like, you know,
Yeah.
for you can start there, like just something really small, take this away, you know, so I can focus on the other things, like the revenue generating things,
Yes.
you know,
Ex
that will actually build our revenue, that we can scale up our businesses to where we want them to go.
yeah.
I love that. I love that, Niamh. So if I, after listening to us and I'm like, I really need help with that then. So what do I do? Just search VA in Instagram, or is there a website that has
So
like,
they've recently changed the name to Virtual Associations Ireland. It's a Facebook group and a community, and they actually source VAs. So there's all kinds. They're on Instagram, but also on Facebook, and also they have a website. There's so many Irish VAs in there, all an amazing community. That's one way of searching. Another way, you can actually just go into Instagram and type in virtual assistant in the search bar. That will bring up lots of people as well. Just have a little look around, see if you like the feel for anyone. And then most people you can just book a Zoom call with, that's free, that you can just get on, have a chat to them, get a feel for them, and just inquire about like their, you know, pricing, packages, how they work, if they can help you with the specific, you know, task you're looking for.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. And also as well, gang, if it's, and this is another thing just to keep in your head, if you are and how I worked with Niamh is when we were starting to build the biscuit backer project, and we were on, you know, reaching out to businesses, and Niamh helped me with that, and it was a project that had a start and a finish, and at the end of it then, okay, cool, thanks a million. And so it doesn't have to be an ongoing thing, or it could be you're organizing an exhibition and you need, like, there's a lot of moving parts with your first solo show. You might need some research on press that you can give away. Can you just send me back a database of all the press people involved in that? Thanks, bye. And that's it done. Like, so it can be little chunks of tasks that just help you get to the next stage with whatever you're working with, rather than your whole business. So it really is super flexible, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it can be, if it's just literally like something that, you know, say if it's creating, like, say, even when we spoke about newsletter and socials, just for example, even if it's creating a template for your newsletter, templates for your socials that maybe just need a once-off someone to design them, and then you can slot them in if your budget is smaller. That's also something that a lot of us can do as well. So there's definitely project-based work as well as ongoing, depending on your need.
Exactly. So a task for you all is to sit down with a nice cup of tea, a coffee, a beer, Prosecco, whatever you're into. Sit down and just make a list, like, where am I getting stuck? What are the things I'm allergic to, like, that I really don't enjoy, or I enjoy them too much?
So you spend too much time.
Yeah, so I'm getting stuck on Instagram for 5 hours a day. No wonder I'm not making any money, like, you know.
Yeah,
take that away.
And I think that's actually quite common.
Yeah, it is quite common. We all suffer from it.
I know.
And it's brilliant to have that option to take that away and actually go onto Instagram for the purpose of enjoyment, like, and that's your Instagram time, and give the businessy side to somebody else that you can just check in on, you know, and you know, that can really help as well. Oh, thanks, gang. Oh, hey, Breed. Hey, there's a few more people coming in. So brilliant to talk to you, Niamh. I like just.
And you, Sarah?
Yeah, and it's lovely to see your head again. you were typing madly there for ages.
Yeah, I know.
It's lovely to see your head. And I'm delighted you're sunning yourself away in Mexico, which is amazing. Lucky you.
Thank you.
And if anyone is interested in even the VA world as a profession, that is something that they can do, just reach out to Niamh. Like, she's here. You can click on her bio and have a look and reach out. And I know you have a program launching on Monday, so that's something that people can look at as well.
Absolutely. And I'm always just also here to offer just advice about the industry and people getting into it, because as I said, I'm like passionate about sharing the possibility. So even if you just want to chat, a few questions, just pop into my DMs and I'm happy to answer any questions.
You're great. Thank you for getting up at stupid o'clock.
You are very welcome. Yeah. Not many people get me up out of bed at 6:30 a.m. I'm more of an evening owl. So,
I feel very honored.
Yes. Oh, it was a pleasure. No, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. So lovely to chat to you again. Thanks for tuning in.
And thanks, guys.
Again, reach out to Niamh if you want more information on anything to do with virtual assistant work, or you may be looking at that as an actual career, perhaps for some of you it might suit. Okay, gang, I'll talk to you next Friday at 12:30, Niamh. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye, gang. Keep creative. See you, gang. Bye.